Timothy in the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to be showing you how I put together 12 cards in just 30 minutes using my MISTI stamping tool, which is kind of redundant because stamping tool is already in the name. But anyways, my MISTI in order to create these really cool double stamped images. I did a little bit of shadowing behind it using a lighter color and then went in with a darker color to create the actual kind of image that you see. I tried out some different designs and you'll see them whenever we're putting this card together. Couldn't really get it to work out and found some inspiration on the internet. I will link to the blog post that I found down in the description below. It's from Neat and Tangled. They did a great little double stamping idea just like this, and I took that idea and ran with it and put my own design together using that idea. So let's go ahead and take a look how I put all of these cards together. Today I'm going to be using multiple stamp sets to complete today's card. I'm going to be using this one, which is Monstrous Halloween from Close to My Heart. I'm also going to be using Sweet Wishes. I don't know the stamp maker. This was sent to me as a gift, so I don't know who makes this stamp set. And I'm also going to be using the Simon Says Stamp Seeing Stars as well. When using my MISTI, I was trying to set this up so that way I could use a 4-color, 1-layer card design. What I was trying to do is have each corner be a color so that way I could stamp and over in this corner, stamp an image or stamp a part of the card, move it over, stamp the next section, move it over, stamp the next section, move it over, stamp the next section. Do all of those in different colored inks, and I was kind of laying everything out on this test piece. As you can see, I had to move little monster dude down and all sorts of stuff, and when I stamped it out, it just didn't quite work the way I wanted it to, mostly because the balloon ended up overlapping in another area, so I had to stamp the balloon by itself. I also wasn't too happy with this design. It looks okay, but something was just not the way I wanted it on this card. So then I tried a little bit of double stamping. So on this one, the stamp is a little further than what I would like, and the ink's a little blotchy, but this was just a test. So I brought it a little bit closer to the image, and or to the darker image, so that that shadow looks a little closer. And if you look on the inside of my MISTI, I laid everything out and then picked up the design. I would have shown y'all that, but it was me messing around for about 30 minutes, which is rather boring. What I've done is I've taken a line. This is the first line that I line the card up on. I line it up right here, and then I shift it over to the line right next to it. So it's about halfway on the grid, and then move it all the way onto the grid line, just like that. So let's go ahead and stamp our first one. I'm gonna lay this down. This is Nina Solar White 110 pound cardstock. I need to first line it up with my drawn line, because that's gonna put it a little off center, which is what we want. For this one, I'm gonna use Lemon and Emerald from Close to My Heart. These are the brand new stamp pads that are magnetic, and these are my favorite stamp pads for design. They fit nicely in your hand and come apart very easily. Like I said, it's just got the magnets on it, which is really, really helpful. I really can't wait to start buying more stamp pads with this design. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and ink everything up, and you have to make sure that because this is a larger pad, you have to make sure that you're really inking everything up nicely, because otherwise it won't stamp as nicely. So I got everything inked up. I'll go ahead and close the door on the MISTI. Just like this. Make sure that your fingertips touch all the stamps so that way they stamp nicely onto your page. And there's the first layer. It didn't quite pick up all the color that I wanted, so I'm going to go ahead and go over it one more time just to make sure that I have a nice stamp. I couldn't think of what to say. A nice image? There we go. A nice crisp image. Whatever you want to say. Do it twice. At least I'm going to do it twice and get a better image. It's also going to darken up the ink as well, so that way that yellow shows up a little more distinctly. There we go. Much, much better. I'm going to go ahead and do this to the other cards as well and get them ready. Now that I've stamped the yellow, I'm going to go ahead and use a baby wipe and clean up the stamp and the MISTI, and then I'll move to the emerald green. I'll shift it over from where I had it at, which is this drawn line. I'll move it on to the other line of the grid, and that should give me that kind of shadow that I'm looking for. There we go. There's the first one. Next up, I'm going to move to Raspberry and Indian Corn Blue. As you notice, this is the old Close to My Heart ink pad, and it is slightly smaller and also has the weird way of opening it. I didn't have a blue in this new style, so I went ahead and reached for my old style blue, and I think it'll be a great color to use. But guys, always remember, whenever you're doing this technique, stamp with your lighter color first, and then move to your darker color. You don't want to accidentally end up transferring some of the darker ink accidentally from the stamp onto your lighter ink pad. So start with the light color, then move to the dark color. That Indian Corn Blue was just a little too blue for what I was going for, so I think I might switch to Lagoon to see if I can get a better color. The next two colors I'm going to be using are Blossom and Pansy. I'm going to use the Blossom ink first and then follow it up with the Pansy. I always feel like I need more birthday cards, and being able to produce 12, and you could even go even further with this. You can make a lot of these in just one sitting. I wonder how many you could even get in an hour. So you can make a lot of these cards using the same technique that I did, and it being a one layer card, they fit perfectly into an envelope. You don't have to worry about getting embellishments in the right place and gluing them down. One layer cards, even though they may not be as fancy or as embellished, literally, as other cards, your recipient will still enjoy it. It lets them know that you were thinking about them and brightens their day. Make sure, if you haven't already, hit that button down below that says subscribe to my YouTube channel and get great updates every time I post a new video. You can also hit the little bell icon once you subscribe next to the subscribe button. That'll give you notifications every time I post a new video. You can also find me over on my social media links. Those are going to be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope. I think I'm forgetting something, but check out all of those links down in the description below. And since we're heading into the holiday season, you can also send me mail if you are interested. Down in the description below, I give you my post office address, so you can check that out. I hope everybody has a great day. Remember, keep it off kilter. Bye! Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Is my sound on? Is this plugged in? I hope so. I hope that's plugged in. Ow. That hurt. The dangers of being a YouTuber.